Pretty little girl, I hear your cry. I know you don't want to do the things that you're doing. I know you don't want to hang around the people you hang around. I know you don't want to behave the way that disappoints your parents and those that love you. I know you don't want to put yourself in a position that makes you feel bad, out of character, and unlike yourself. But I know why you're doing it. I know you're doing it to gain their acceptance. I know you're doing it because it looks like the very thing that you are, and the very thing that makes you you looks like it doesn't get acceptance in its original form. And so you change yourself into these many different things that people will tolerate because you believe that's acceptance. And you come outside of the originality of who you are to please other people, for other people to like you, love you, and accept you. I know you feel the pain of rejection, ridicule, and trauma, of colorism, of people shunning you away for things you can't even control about yourself, that you were born with, that God made you with. But because they won't accept it, you won't either. And so you change who you are in your original form to gain the acceptance of other people. You come outside of your original state of being to get them to like you and talk to you and at least half-heartedly accept you. You do things to numb the pain and to get you through, maybe like giving your body away. Maybe like smoking, drinking, alternate lifestyles, acting up in school, failing your classes, being the class clown just to fit in. When in reality, you want to be making good grades too. You want to be accepted for who you are too. You want to do what your parents tell you to do too. You want to be who you know you need to be, and that's yourself. But for the sake of acceptance, and because you're tired of people rejecting you, ridiculing you, bullying you, possibly beating you up, causing all kind of trauma and pain. Maybe you cry at night. Maybe you're angry with how God made you, because it doesn't get you the acceptance that you so desperately yearn for and desire. Maybe your friend circles are selectively picked and you hang with the bad girls instead of what they call the nerdy girls or the lame girls, when in all actuality, none of you are lame. You just are who you are. But because of who you are doesn't get the results that you want. Maybe you come out of the original state of being who God created you to be and who you are, which is beautiful, which is amazing, which is smart, which is everything. You're everything, little sis. You're everything. You're brilliant. You're beautiful. You're amazing. You're smart. You're strong. But it seems like that doesn't get you the attention, the acceptance, and the response from people that you desire. But on the contrary, it gets you picked on, bullied, beat up, teased, ridiculed, and rejected. And you're tired of that. Maybe it's come from the inside of your home or even in your own family, between siblings. I don't know. Maybe it's your peers those at school, those on the bus. Maybe you have a job and it's the people on your job. Maybe it's an after school program, it's a mentorship program, whatever. But in what way, whatever way it's coming. And you just want it to stop. And so what you do is you cry. Not just tears of water coming out of your eyes, but you cry in your actions. What do I mean? I mean, you start behaving badly just to get attention. You start hanging with the bad kids. You start showing out in class. You start being disobedient to your parents. You start doing what it takes to gain you acceptance, even though it's not what you really want to do and who you really want to be. Maybe it looks like giving your innocence, your body away to boys or maybe even girls that you don't want to. That's not acceptable. Am I judging you? No. But I'm letting you know that I was there too. And all I wanted was acceptance. I didn't care who it came from. Just anybody, accept me, please. And I'll do whatever it takes to gain acceptance. I'll come out of my original state. I'll come out of who I originally am. And I'll do what it takes to gain your acceptance. Because for the life of me, that's all I want. I know how you feel, sis. I've been there, done that. I chose alternate lifestyles. I was in relationships with boys, girls, women. When all I was doing was fighting for acceptance. Am I gay? No. Was I? No. And I know this is contrary to popular belief. I don't care. It was a cry for acceptance. God didn't make me this way. But for the sake of somebody accepting me, I did whatever it took. There was no limits. There was no limits. I gave my body away. I smoked. I drank. I almost even started working at a strip club. Hanging with the wrong people. And that's what they were doing. Hung around strippers. All that, hanging around people, who are gay. And I did what they did. Did I really want to do that stuff? No, I just wanted to fit in. I wanted to be accepted for who I was. And the enemy blindsided me into thinking that I was accepted into these alternate lifestyles. I was accepted into these bad behaviors and bad crowds. And because I was accepted in it, that's what I wanted to do. That's what I gave myself into doing. But in all honesty, I really just wanted to be accepted for who I was. A loving, sweet, dark-skinned, pretty little girl who just wanted genuine friends and to receive genuine acceptance. But when that didn't get me what I wanted, I started looking at what did. And I did that. And we'll talk about that in another video. But sweetie, I hear your cry. I see it through your actions, your behavior, your isolation, your depression, your mannerisms, your poor choice of friends, your decline in your grades and your sports activities, you not showing up the way you want to, you choosing people that's not choosing you, they're just tolerating you, your choice in maybe boyfriends or going after, I don't know, if you're anything like me, you going after boys that weren't even your boyfriends. It was somebody else's. And that's awful. But for the sake of acceptance, you'll do anything. I don't want you to do that, baby sis. You don't have to do that. You're better than that, and that's beneath you. And you have what it takes to be accepted in your original form. You have what it takes to be who you are and who God created you to be. You don't have to resort to alternate things that are going to gain you tolerance, not acceptance. And we'll touch on the basis of that a little bit more in another video as well. But I'm serious, sis. I love you. And as my little sister, I want you to look at me as a big sis who have been where you are. And I just want to help you because I've been through it. And I know what it looks like. I know what it sounds like. I know what it feels like. I know the results of it. I cried too. And in every way that I've listed and I've suggested that maybe you've been crying too. Hey, I've cried in the same way. You heard me just say I almost became a stripper. What stopped me? I didn't think I could get away with it. My mom was too smart for that. And so I just said, you know what, never mind, whatever, it is whatever. But I slept with people for money. I did things that gained me acceptance. If you read my book, Pretty Little Girl, I Hear Your Cry, you'll see it. It's all in there. And I did it all just for somebody to accept me for me. Let me tell you something. People will never accept you for who you are as long as you're in a state of who you are not. They'll never accept you. They will never accept you. Because if you're in a counterfeit role, meaning if you are pretending to be something, yearning for acceptance for your originality, you can't get it. Because number one, the people that you're pretending for aren't the people that's meant to accept you. I want you to hear that. The people that you're pretending for aren't the people that's meant to accept you. Because the people that's meant to accept you, you don't have to pretend. You can be who you are, and they accept you for who you are. They accept you with your glasses. They accept you when you're skinny. If you're skinny, they accept you if you're a little thick. They accept you if you're dark skinned. They accept you if you're light skinned. They accept your ears. They accept your long legs. They accept it all. The people who are called to accept you, the people who genuinely want to be your friend, the people who genuinely love you, the boys that genuinely like you for you, they accept you for who you are. And that's how you know. But you'll never find true acceptance pretending to be something you're not for the sake of someone else's acceptance, because that's not acceptance at all. That's tolerance. It's not acceptance at all. And you'll know that they were just tolerating you based upon how they treat you. When you stop doing what it takes for them to accept you. Watch, they disappear really quick. And I'm not going to get into it because that's another video. But watch their behavior change towards you. And so little sis, I'm not going to keep you long, but honestly, I want you to be honest with yourself first. It's not about other people. It's about you. It's about you. It's about you. It's about you. What are you willing to honestly look at and say, you know what? This is a cry for acceptance. That is a cry for acceptance. This is a cry for acceptance. That I'm not really like this. I don't really like hanging with them. I don't like failing. I don't like acting out in class, being sent to the principal's office, getting kicked out of school. I don't like my parents being upset with me and being disappointed. I don't like seeing my mom cry. I don't like seeing my privileges taken away. I don't want this. And if you see things that you can identify that you don't really like and that you don't really want, and you're doing it anyway, I'm telling you, it's a cry for acceptance. And I hear your cry. And I'm ready to help you stop crying if you'll let me. I've been where you are. I've done more than likely. I ain't done everything, but I've done my share. And when you read my book, if you choose to read my book, you'll see it. But I'm here to help. That's all I want to do. I hear your cry, and I know it's because you're wanting to gain acceptance by any means. But you're worth more than that, and you're better than that. Okay? I'll talk to you in the next video.